first thing, which is very important here in the UAE, is to make sure that everyone is taken care of, right? So the first focus and the first direction that we had in all our factories was to make sure that people were safe and they were protected. And they had all the means of actually making sure that they were protected. Then the focus shifted on trying to figure out, how can we mitigate the impact, which has been brutal. It's been completely brutal, especially to the aerospace sector, and making sure that we could, find the right way to navigate through this difficult period and obviously recover faster than the rest of the world. And this is very important for us because, as you probably know, the UAE was one of the very first few countries in the world that had early intervention. That early intervention saved a lot of lives. And it's the same thing that we're trying to apply in the context of saying, how can we make our businesses more resilient and recover faster than the rest of the world to make sure that we maintain all the fantastic growth that this country has seen over the past few years.
It's a tough one, though, isn't it, Badr? I mean, when you look at this a bit more broadly with regards to the commercial airline industry, Steve was mentioning that just a few moments ago with regards to what's happening in the UK, specifically airlines pushing back on policymakers. Now we've seen the likes of Emirates and Etihad's extending layoffs and, frankly, a lot of questions now surrounding about what the future of air traffic is going to look like. Could you weigh in on where you think we're headed in terms of what's happening specifically here in the UAE? Etihad, Emirates, do you think we're going to get a merger anytime soon?
Well, everything's possible, actually. But honestly, I think the one thing which I was obviously following up your program as well is we're using a wrong benchmark. We're comparing ourselves to the normal of the past 10 years, the past 5 years, the past year, and we need to come to a new realization that the new normal is going to be very different. It's not going to be the same thing. Airlines are not going to operate the same way. They're not going to accept being charged, with all the services around them in the same way. And that means we need to be smarter, right? So just think about it in terms of an airline that has to go through maintenance activities. You want that maintenance to be at the right time. So this is an opportunity for us to start introducing technologies like AI. And, we have the Minister of Artificial Intelligence where we're promoting these kind of new technologies so that we can have predictive maintenance requirements addressed at the right time. And I guess this is where the UAE is going to start heading. There is going to be, I believe, consolidation. There is going to be, people looking at each other, not just in the country, but regionally as well, to say, is there a business opportunity here for us to actually consider integrating our businesses and consolidating them. But more importantly, I think what you're going to be seeing is more sophisticated investors heading towards investing in new technologies and building up that capability in country.
Well, globally, manufacturing, of course, has also taken a hit, the supply chain. How long do you see that taking to recover?
I mean, it's hard to predict, but you can imagine, right? We have social distancing issues, we have staggered shifts, we have, and in manufacturing, which is very people-intensive, and you cannot have a disruption. Anybody in manufacturing is going to tell you what's important to them is making sure that they're producing the goods on time and delivering it on time in the highest quality. Typical rules in manufacturing. Now, what we're seeing is that some companies like BMW, which has integrated technology very early on, before the pandemic, has seen very little disruption because the machines, the robots, the artificial intelligence technologies that are all integrated into the factory are operating seamlessly. Other factories that have been slower in adopting technology are seeing a big impact because of these, sort of social distancing and staggered shift rules, maximum capacity caps put on the number of people that can be in a factory at any point in time. These things are very, very difficult to manage within a manufacturing environment.